Hi, my name is Destiny McLean, and I'm here today to talk about gay marriage. I want people to understand why gay marriage is not wrong. People will argue that gay marriage is wrong in the eyes of God. I will say that it does say that in the Bible. However, it also says divorce is wrong unless sexual immorality is the issue. It states that having children out of wedlock is a sin as well. We are allowed to choose if we get divorced or have a child before we get married. Therefore, why are we allowed to dictate whether or not two people can get married if that is how they choose to live? Same-sex love is something I think exists. I feel as if you cannot control who you fall in love with. How are we as Americans, the land of the free, allowed to tell someone else how to live? I had a baby before I was married. My son was not a surprise. My son was planned. I had the right to choose to get pregnant, and my doctor did not have a choice whether or not to deliver my son just because I was not married. So how can we tell people of the same sex they cannot marry when it is their right in the United States to live a free life? In this speech, I want to talk about a few different things. I want to talk about the pros of same-sex marriage. I also want to talk about the rights that we have as Americans. If you ask me, there's nothing wrong with same-sex marriage. As I said before, living in America, we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion. It is a place where we can live as free human beings. Therefore, how can we tell somebody that they cannot do it? They cannot get married to somebody they love, or they cannot get pregnant before they get married just because it's how we believe and feel in our heart. It's not right. It does not affect one person for people of the same sex to get married. If somebody of the same sex goes out and gets married right now in Tennessee, it is not going to devastate everybody in Tennessee, just the choice few who choose to dictate other people's lives. The divorce rates in Massachusetts went down 21% the year after they legalized gay marriage. Why do you think that is? People are not being forced to marry somebody of the opposite sex just to please people or because it's what they have to do since it's the law. No, people are marrying who they love, and love goes above everything. If you marry somebody out of love, whether it is the same sex or the opposite sex, it's bound to work because you are going to work at it. I believe that there are many pros to same-sex marriage, such as the lower divorce rates that I just spoke about, and the fact that it does not hurt anybody in particular. And believe it or not, weddings help the economy. With the economy we live in today, same-sex marriage would help that. You have to pay to get a marriage certificate. You have to pay for a venue to get married at. If you get married at the courthouse, there's a fee. You have to pay all of this stuff, plus taxes on it, which helps to raise our economy. And we aren't living in a very great economy, are we? I also believe that we have rights as Americans to choose how we live. It is unconstitutional to forbid same-sex marriage. Gays might be a minority. However, telling them what they can and cannot do in their own time and home is a violation of their freedom. As I said before, it clearly states that we as Americans have a right to happiness. We have a right to freedom of religion. We have freedom of speech. Why can we tell these people that they cannot get married? I personally believe that gay marriage should be legalized in all of the states, not just the choice few. Same-sex marriage is not a threat to one individual. So why should we have a right to say they cannot do it? As I said before, I wanted to point out those few pros of same-sex marriage and the rights that we have as Americans to exercise our freedom in living in America. We have a right as Americans to have freedom of choice in religion. When people try to say this cannot happen, we are taking away their rights of our fellow Americans. Thank you. Have a great day.